We've been trending all day on X, given the interview that I gave with Rabbi Barclay.
Candace Owens is best friends with no other person than controversial rapper Kanye West. When these two are together, you can bet to have a full dose of controversy. That's why when he was caught up in one of his anti-Semitic disputes, she was called upon to give her take. Trust the outspoken commentator to stir the pot with her controversial stance. Anyways, she got into trouble with fans, the media, and even her boss. Well, he couldn't take it anymore and recently fired her. But guess what? She's not scared. The more she's threatened and victimized, the more she drops bombs on some Jewish cabals working against African Americans. In fact, one of them conspired to kill the king of pop, Michael Jackson. You'd be shocked to hear the names implicated in this drama.
People are like, be careful, Candace, double up on your security. Don't do this, don't do that. They're going to you. You're going to get Michael Jacksoned. Where is all of that rhetoric coming from?
Even if you're not a Candace fan, you can't deny that she keeps people on their toes all the time. And now it's time to hear her out. Who are these Jewish conspirators, and why are they after her life? If you've never heard of Candace Owens until recently, we'll cut you some slack. Less than a decade ago, she was an unknown college dropout working as a marketing professional in New York, an excellent writer writing pieces for her company's website. Well, she had so much to say about the crazy antics of the Republican Tea Party, then boom, she experienced a political conversion and became a conservative overnight. Her reason? She said she realized that liberals were racists and trolls. Phew! At the time, the African American was gaining traction as a YouTuber and posting provocative videos with titles like "I don't care about the KKK," "Charlottesville," or "White supremacy." Her hot takes gathered praise from far-right figures like InfoWars and Alex Jones. Candace even toured college campuses with Chief Charlie Kirk, admonishing students to stop acting like victims and embrace Donald Trump. Her efforts eventually paid off because Daily Wire hired her in 2020 to host her own show on its platform. Candace was excited about the opportunity and stole the show. Since then, she has worked across many new media platforms and is now the face of conservative controversialists. Now that her audience has grown, she easily makes the news. But hey, she's now in the news for not so good reasons. Days ago, the Daily Wire CEO announced that his company had ended its relationship with Candace Owens. It started off as a rumor, but she confirmed it in a tweet saying, "I'm finally free. You'll understand why she got fired if you keep watching." First off, Candace has an awkward relationship with Kanye West. How exactly did she get dragged into Kanye West's anti-Semitic comments?
The same people that have stripped us of our identity and labeled us as a color have told us what it means to be black.
Trouble started when Ye made a controversial tweet that didn't sit well with many. It reads, "I am a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going to DEFCON 3 on Jewish people." The funny thing is, I actually can't be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jews also. You guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who opposes your agenda. So you know DEFCON is a US military term for readiness in the face of a threat. Did he mean he was ready to fight Jewish people? While netizens racked their heads on the possible meaning, others called out Candace to comment on the tweet. Earlier, she was Kanye at his fashion show, where she wore a white shirt with the inscription, "White Lives Matter." On the other hand, Kanye wore a black shirt with the same bold phrase. The phrase is a racist response to the Black Lives Matter movement. White supremacist groups and sympathizers adopted it. Kanye and Candace are clearly sympathizers of this movement. Fans were curious to hear Candace's thoughts on the perceived anti-Semitic statement. Eventually, she took on the challenge and shared her 2 cents. The political commentator outrightly said that West's statement did not demonize Jewish people. Part of her statement goes, "If you are an honest person, you did not think this tweet was anti-Semitic. You did not think that he wrote this tweet because he hates or wants to genocide Jewish people. This is not the beginning of a Holocaust."
If you are an honest person, you did not think this tweet was anti-Semitic. You did not think that he wrote this tweet because he hates or wants to genocide Jewish people. This does not represent the beginning of the Holocaust.
She admonished everyone to ask more questions than try to find answers. What could have motivated him to say that? She went on to allege that if anyone is lying about the tweet, it's because they are scared he would launch a military strike at Israel. Despite what seemed like a defensive statement, she stressed that her statement was not a defense of his tweet. But oops, not many agreed with her.
That if you do not step out and say things that are radically pro-Israel, or if you are too quiet on certain narratives and they want you to be radically pro-Israel, you can lose everything.
The internet went agog after her response went viral. You might be thinking, why would she go that length to defend someone with a long history of bigotry, misogyny, and intentional provocation? Well, her reasons are valid. Apparently, Kanye's personal trainer, Harley Pasternak, threatened him, but he kept it to himself until that day. The tweet was sent to caution the public about what was happening behind the scenes. Unfortunately, he didn't explain the fact that he wasn't referring to the entire Jewish community or that anyone was threatening him. It just came off as an outright threat. But was Kanye really threatened? Of course he was. One of the strange text messages read, "Second option, I have you institutionalized again where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same." How the heck is this? Not a threat. Anyone in his shoes would react like that or maybe do something worse. By the way, he was locked out of Twitter after the tweet. Maybe this isn't about his tweet and Candace's defense. The outburst goes to show that Jewish people are so powerful that they control the media. This has been a talking point within extremist groups for ages, but only a few people are taking it seriously. Anti-Semitic leader Louis Farrakhan has since promoted this concept. If this is true, it means the media is championing an awful smear campaign against Candace unknown to many. Last year, she was suspended from YouTube as punishment for ongoing hate against the LGBTQ+ community. In a video posted on the Daily Wire's YouTube channel, co-host Michael Knowles explained that he'll be on the segment alone because Candace was suspended. He further explained that the show would be streaming directly to its website instead of YouTube. He added, "YouTube, you see, hates us." He alleged that the video streaming platform was trying to censor conservative voices. He went on to say that every one of the hosts at the Daily Wire has been in YouTube jail for one reason or another. Let's not forget that Ben Shapiro, a Jewish American and conservative talk show host, founded the Daily Wire in 2015. Both Ben and Candace have clashed in the past. In November last year, he was filmed saying that Candace's stance about the Israel-Hamas was disgraceful. Reacting to this, she accused him of being unprofessional and emotionally unhinged.
The question was about Candace Owens. I think her behavior during this has been disgraceful. Without a doubt.
The latest controversy involving Candace escalated days ago during an episode of The Candace Owens Show. During the show, Candace claimed that Rabbi Shmuley Boteach threatened that unless she criticized Kanye, he would take out a front-page newspaper advert and announce her to the world as an anti-Semite. She added that Rabbi and others had taken clips from her show and deliberately quoted her out of context to present her as someone who hated the Jews.
A man by the name of Rabbi Shmuley and his hag daughter have been harassing me. They have made videos after videos smearing me, libeling me as an anti-Semite, saying that I defend Hitler, that I defend, just an absolute nonsense.
As if that's not enough, she claimed that Combs runs a blackmail ring and is connected to sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. Citing Carol, Candace said that Combs had a fixer who covered up a murder for him. She even implicated the media in that same episode. She said that the media framed Michael Jackson as an anti-Semite and a pedophile. The late star had a list of Jewish people who hated him, and Rabbi was on the list. He was one of such people who waged horrific campaigns against Black and brown people to destroy their relationships with one another. Reacting to the allegations against him, Rabbi took a swipe against the Daily Wire, Candace's employer. He accused the news outlet of spreading the worst defamation against Jews. He called on Shapiro to take action against his employees and asked his fans to cancel their subscription to Daily Wire. Rabbi added that Candace was a self-hating Black woman who agreed with the West that George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose rather than police brutality.
Candace Owens fired by the Daily Wire. This should have happened 2 years ago when her defamation of the Jewish people started in earnest and when she began defending the Hitler-loving Kanye West, her bestie.
We can't overlook a salient point Candace raised during the backlash. She said that MJ was in a legal battle with Sony when he died. His estranged former colleague John Branca was the co-executor of his estate. She claimed that Branca and the then Sony Music CEO were Jewish. And then comes the billion-dollar question. What if there is a small wing of specific people that are used using the fact that they are Jewish to shield themselves from any criticism? Candace asked. Rabbi felt this was a personal attack. He wondered if she was implying that he killed Michael Jackson. Better still, is there a cabal of Jews murdering African-American Hollywood celebrities? No one knows, but please tell us what you think. You may not agree with Candace Owens, but her claims are thought-provoking. Could there be truth to her claims despite opposition from some quarters? Is she a target of a media smear campaign? Share your thoughts in the comments below.